I'm Honorable Vice Chancellor, Karakoram International University, former DG, SPD, Lieutenant General Musharraf, and Ambassador Naqvi, Executive Director, Center on Strategic Studies, distinguished dignitaries, speakers, students, ladies and gentlemen. As has been mentioned, that this is the title of this last session is Strategic Challenges and Regional Dynamics. I think this is very important because Pakistan is a very momentous country in a very important region, which is South Asia. And in the morning, we already mentioned that great powers and regional powers, they have tremendous interest in this area. The due strategic factors and determinants which are very instrumental in this regard. Pakistan remained very important in the region and also internationally in all the decades. If you go back, as I mentioned, that I am a historian, and I've been teaching contemporary international politics and foreign policy in Pakistan as well. So, one of the students, he asked a question about it, is Pakistan a buffer state or is relevant strategically? That was every question is a very important question, and I'm so very happy and I congratulate right at the onset the organizers of this interactive seminar. That such questions have also been asked and probably they were on their mind, and this forum provided an opportunity to them to clarify where Pakistan stands and for what purposes our nuclear capability that has been established and where we stand at this point. And believe me, there are a number of points and parameters that I myself at the end of the day feel very much educated, and when I go out of this hall and I feel more learned as I in the morning enter into this hall. So the credit all goes to CISS-KIU, the Vice Chancellor, his team, and Ambassador Naqvi and his team for generating this debate in order to inform the youth of the nation. Usually what it happens that I believe that I was a student and sitting over there in my time, and such kind of debates were very rare. And we thought what we have learned that it is all about geostrategic importance of Pakistan. And I thought when I even joined as a faculty that I thought that it probably would be next to impossible that we move from geostrategic to geoeconomic. But I'm glad that even now it's the public debate where we are informing our young youth of the nation that we are shifting from geostrategic to geoeconomic. And we talk about this conventional security and then the non-conventional security paradigm, and we talk about the security framework. They are considered to be very confidential, not to be publicly debated. What little knowledge we used to have, that used to be very bookish. And by the time we would be joining such a strategic organization, and then we used to know that what practically is happening and how Pakistan became a nuclear country and South Asia became a nuclear flashpoint, as rightly been mentioned about the strategic determinants of the region. So I think these determinants, some determinants they are permanent and some determinants are temporary, our geography, our economic resources, our ideology, the political elements. They are basically We see a constant variables of the country. Our territorial integrity, that is also a very important permanent or a constant variable dynamic. But I'm very glad that General Saab in the morning he set a tone about the entire crux of this debate, and that was about the 5 parameters. And 3 of them are very important because I think they are in the contemporary world they are making the entire this internal dynamic in Pakistan and probably in the region as well, and that is focused on this development of human resource. This seminar is one good example of it, that the well-informed human resource that can transform into human capital. Otherwise, it's a big challenge, it's a hazard of the country. And then this focus on training the youth of the nation into digital education, because this is a digital era. Digitalization is something that is the contemporary determinants of the societies as well. So South Asia is not out of it, South Asia is not beyond that. Very much South Asian countries, including Pakistan, this is a very important contemporary determinant. And with the challenge, it also provides an opportunity. I don't see to challenge as a negative terminology, because its parallel is opportunity, which is very positive. So this is an opportunity that is provided through the youth of the nation. So I would see 2 of the young people sitting on my right and left, and we start with Dr. Mir Wahid Akhlaq, and he would talk about situating Pakistan in changing security dynamics.
Distinguished guests from CISS and galaxy of scientists and researchers and dear students, I first of all want to thank you for providing us this opportunity and such an interesting debates and such an interesting talk. I will share my thoughts, but since a lot of physics and after a lot of wonderful presentations, I spent like a month in front of giant mountains. But still, I will try to involve physics in my talk. But there will be the microphysics of power, the microphysics of social and economic power. I will talk about that. So let me begin formally. Well, I will talk in the old school manner. I have no presentation, not tech friendly very much. So I hope you will be able to get it. I will try to explain points where I feel we need to be explained. The South Asian security environment is unique and enigmatic, given the eventful history and development of political and security issues, evoking a diverse array of responses from the regional and global actors. The issues and responses, however, can be examined or analyzed by examining the historical forces and factors that inform and influence how the South Asian regional and global actors have orientated them in the changing security environment. This entails insights from strategic cultures and an in-depth understanding of geostrategic compulsions and politico-historical constraints. Since mainstream debates about South Asian regional politics and security focus primarily on India and Pakistan, with China and US reference, hence this discussion is centered around the geopolitical, strategic and security implications emanating from the actions, ambitions and policies of these actors. Of these 4, China and Pakistan exhibit very rational and natural cooperation and enjoy an unmatchable convergence of interest. You all have heard about हमारी दोस्ती हिमालय से गहरी और हिमालय से ऊंची और पहले अरब से गहरी दोस्ती और steel से strong दोस्ती. You all are aware of this rhetoric, political rhetoric. These interests and the reasons for their proverbial friendship are deeply embedded in the historical, strategic and geopolitical factors, which when cautiously studied are informed by the strategic cultures of the 2 states. The rapid economic growth and development of China since the revolution has placed it at the center stage of key debates in international politics, like the cyclic rise and fall of world leaders, status quo versus revisionist powers, peaceful or violent or aggressive transformation of a US or Eurocentric world order, etc. Notwithstanding the accuracy and predictive capability of this flooding discourse on this issue, one thing remains clear that is China's economic and political standing has massively transformed thinking and beliefs on the eternal hegemony and supremacy of the Eurocentric American-led world system. Seminal works taught as now I am moving to the crux of what I will try to articulate and what I will try to convey. Seminal works taught as sacred texts in international relations departments, ranging from the clash of civilizations to the end of history and Kissinger's rise and fall of power, clearly advocating United States' unchallenged supremacy are now being challenged. It is worth mentioning that the discipline of international relations is massively United States-centric, what is Eurocentric. And I have a lot of evidence and studies I have quoted here that I can show you. If anyone is interested, I can provide them after this talk. The first non-traditional, unforeseen security threat is located in the United States-centric, insular corpus of international politics, widely taught and read across most of the countries, particularly Pakistan. And we teach these texts and these theories as undeniable, uncontested truths. Now our students, they believe that what we are teaching them is not an American or Eurocentric perspective, but these are the truths. Okay, and here lies the problem. The narratives and perspectives offered in such syllabi ignored Pakistan's strategic and technological interests. Professor Dr. Pervez Iqbal Cheema and Dr. Rasool Rais, as early as in 1989, they have pointed out this issue. They actually summed up the situation, and I quote from their work, which was published in State of Social Sciences in Pakistan, published from Karakoram University. I quote from their work. They are veteran, seasoned international relations scholars in Pakistan. Quote, a careful examination of courses offered in Pakistani universities would suggest that the teaching and study of international relations is hardly compatible with economic, political, and strategic realities. We have not even attempted to comprehend our unique situation and problems and develop a conceptual scheme which would lend coherence and organization to our teaching programs. As a result, designing of our courses and selection of reading materials, consciously or unconsciously, have been attuned to thoroughly foreign spectrums. Now, in international relations, there is no free lunch. So in international relations, there is no unbiased text as well. What we are teaching is fully loaded, it's fully biased. Now, the state of, well, I have a lot of reasons to cite my claim, to support my claim. I can provide you after this talk. Pakistan being the neighboring state of China, and this problematizes the unconditional and uninterrupted and unchecked flow of this discourse, this Western Eurocentric discourse. If we were not neighbors of China, a rising power, then it would have been fine. But we are neighboring a state who is challenging Eurocentrism and American centrism in international relations, and we are being taught American narratives and fully loaded, biased Eurocentric narratives. And here lies the bug. Pakistan, being the neighboring state of China, occupies an eminent position in the Chinese strategic calculus and security equation. While Pakistan has always acknowledged the need to deepen economic and political ties with emerging China, given its fledgling economy, Pakistan's fledgling economy, the political rhetoric, economic discourse, and the huge amount of Chinese investment centered on Chinese Belt and Road Initiative and China-Pakistan Economic Corridor confirms that Pakistan's future economic development is significantly hinged on Chinese economic and political outreach. In such a situation, now I am summing up this syllabus issue here. In such a situation, feeding young intellectuals and their minds located in the close geographical proximity of China with predominantly West-centric narratives, perceptions, beliefs, and projecting pursuits of their interests as rational and legitimate will have great effects when translated and seen in the context of power of opinion and popular perceptions of political, social, and cultural makeup of Chinese society. Expectedly, you all have noticed that people, especially the Western literature on Chinese society and culture, they try to present them as monsters, strangers. They cannot fit into Asian societies, Asian cultures, especially Muslim societies. There's a perception. I can explain it. I will shed light on this later. Well, expected benefits from Chinese economic boom experience and its ventures in Pakistan cannot be fully harnessed without strong threat-proof diplomacy. Exchange of ideas and people-to-people contact requires a fair and favorable understanding of the other. In this case, the other is Chinese. Without understanding their culture from their perspective, instead of going to New York to understand Chinese, China is just 400 kilometers away from us. Why don't we ask Chinese to tell about their ambitions, tell about their culture in their language to us? Now we have to go to Germany, we have to go to France, we have to go to Paris, America, New York, and scholars from there will tell us about China, and China is such and such a country. That's extreme injustice. The fair and favorable understanding is hard to inculcate in the minds already fed with negative perceptions, racial stereotyping, steering apprehensions, and accentuating cultural and religious differences. Higher discourse nowadays is replete with apprehensions, labeling China as a revisionist power, as an aggressive power, as a hegemonic power. So after all, we are trying to foster ties, economic ties with China. We want to learn from their experience, and what we are teaching our students is China is a monster state, it's aggressive. So एक तरफ नौजवान को स्टूडेंट को हम एक तरफ खींच रहे हैं, उनके दिमागों में हम एक डिस्कोर्स डाल रहे हैं, और प्रैक्टिकली we believe कि हम चाइनीज एक्सपीरियंस से सीखेंगे उनके। तो ये टेंशन जो नौजवानों के अंदर, स्टूडेंट्स के अंदर आई है कि हमने ऑब्जर्व की है। अगरचे मेरा टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस यहाँ बैठे हुए बहुत बड़े जो इंटेलेक्चुअल्स हैं इनके सामने बिल्कुल इट्स लाइक सिफर, इन 7 years एक्सपीरियंस में जो मैंने देखा है वो ये कंफ्यूजन मौजूद है हमारे नौजवान के जहनों में। The situation becomes more aggravated when seen in the context of China's soft belly and one of the central blocks of Chinese security matrix, Xinjiang. Now, हम सब जानते हैं कि Xinjiang मुस्लिम उनका माइनॉरिटी प्रोविंस है, वहाँ मुस्लिम एथनिक जो है कम्युनिटीज वहाँ रहती हैं। अब आप इस सिचुएशन को खुद अंदाजा कर सकते हैं कि अगर चाइना को मिलाइन किया जाए, चाइनीज परसेप्शन जहाँ नेगेटिव डेवलप हो जाए, तो ये किस हद तक सिचुएशन एग्रेवेट हो सकती है। I will try to sum it up now and I hope I'm left 5 minutes. Okay. Depicting China as a monstrous state persecuting religious and ethnic groups, especially in Xinjiang autonomous region, has direct consequences for Pakistan and its bilateral relations. I will share one of my experiences. कुछ सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स के ऊपर कुछ पिक्चर्स जो है ना वो वायरल हो गई कुछ अरसे से, जिसके अंदर युगल मुसलमानों की परसिक्यूशन बाय द हैंड ऑफ चाइनीज अथॉरिटीज दिखाया गया। छोटी सी रिसर्च, इस इमेज को हमने जब गूगल इमेज के अंदर सर्च में डाला तो वो इमेजेस जापान के किसी कल्ट के जो उनके जो एट्रोसिटीज थी वो थी, और यहाँ हमको शो किया जाता है। यू कांट इमेजिन कि केस में मिलियंस में उसकी लीडरशिप मौजूद थी, और पाकिस्तानी पॉपुलेशन बाकायदा तौर पे अफसोस का इजहार भी कर रही है कि ये गलती इजाती हो रही है। पैन इस्लामिस्ट आइडियोलॉजीज हमारे अंदर हिस्टोरिकली मौजूद भी हैं। सो दिस इज अ वेरी डेंजरस सिचुएशन इफ अगर अगले 10-15 सालों के हवाले से सोचा जाए। I will now further problematize this scenario by introducing another security threat usually considered as not warranting any immediate response, but let's look at it anew. The culture of protests and societal vulnerability to mob violence. हम चूंकि